The Buffalo Bills have some favorable matchups in this game, and one of which is going against Juwan Taylor of the Kansas City Chiefs. Both the tackles on the Kansas City Chiefs are awfully weak. We can't forget this play in 2021. Greg Rousseau batting the ball up to himself and picking it off. This has really been all season long. I mean, chasing down Jalen Waddle, Greg Rousseau bottling up players. It's just remarkable to witness. Not just Juwan Taylor, it is also Wana Morris, who has a PFF rating of 56.4. And earlier this year, we could see Greg Rousseau with 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. I mean, Patrick Mahomes having this week of tackles on the outside. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes can get the ball out quick. He can do a lot. He's very smart. But having Von Miller and Greg Rousseau going against these poor tackles is definitely a huge advantage for Bills Mafia. And Rousseau came to the league super raw, not a lot of experience in college, and Brandon Beane took his chances and trusted his staff to get him up to speed. And sure enough, he was able to do it with his staff. He was able to bring in Von Miller and help further develop Greg Rousseau into one of the most dynamic defensive ends that we have seen. It's not only his stats, right? It's his structure. It's his height. He's 6'6". He can just do a little bit of everything. He can rush the quarterback and he can stop the run. You know, what this does is it really forces teams to double cover Greg Rousseau or pick your poison between Greg Rousseau and also Von Miller. Like, who are the Chiefs going to pick on the outside? Are they going to opt to double team Von Miller? Are they going to put 2 people on Greg Rousseau? And whoever that's going to be, the other one is going to have their one-on-one opportunities and hopefully be able to tee off on Patrick Mahomes, who, mind you, is dealing with a hip injury of his own. And I mentioned it in my previous videos, got burglarized this week. Clearly some off-the-field issues and distractions that he had to deal with. Pro Football Focus is declaring Greg Rousseau as an elite defensive end in the NFL and that he is a superstar in the making. And I really wholeheartedly agree with that. I think Greg Rousseau statistically has done very well against the Kansas City Chiefs. You could see in these clips here that Greg Rousseau has been the best run defender for Bills Mafia. I mean, look at the penetration here and literally stopping this play. I mean, if this wasn't for Greg Rousseau, this would have been a huge run. And Greg Rousseau was able to bottle him up. Week 10, Von Miller continues to prove that he is back to his old Hall of Fame ways. Week 10, a 31.3% pass rush win rate. He was 3rd amongst all pass rushers with a minimum of 15 snaps. So pick your poison. What are the Kansas City Chiefs going to do? Von Miller can line up on both sides. I think this is huge for Bills Mafia. We have Von Miller at 77.3 and also Greg Rousseau at 88.1. And so far this season, Greg Rousseau has been absolutely on fire. Number 1 in the NFL in several categories, having so many pressures here. You could see an 87.9 pass rush grade, 41 total pressures. He's 8th in the NFL, 15 run stops, and 10 tackles for loss, which has him 1st in the NFL. Now, when we take a look at these players like Wana Morris, who's 6'6", 307, clearly Greg Rousseau, 6'6", 6'7", I think Von Miller has a huge advantage in this matchup just from a size aspect. You know, the bend that Von Miller has, being able to get so low to the turf and grass and being able to really get around these tackles. You know, it's hard for these guys that are 6'5", 330 pounds to keep up with their feet and the speed of a Von Miller. Now, Greg Rousseau being taller, you know, not as quick clearly as a Von Miller. But, you know, I think Von Miller can line up on the left side, he can line up on the right side, and really exploit both of these tackles. Now, Greg Rousseau at 88 rating per Pro Football Focus, clearly much better than both of these tackles for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are giving up the 3rd fewest rushing yards in the NFL, And I know the Buffalo Bills have been rushing it some of the most in the NFL with James Cook and Joe Brady's new offense. But one thing that the Kansas City Chiefs have not had to face is a true dual-purpose quarterback in Josh Allen who can throw it and run it himself. So I think that's going to help supplement the rushing yards in this game for the Buffalo Bills. I think Joe Brady and the Buffalo Bills will have some design quarterback runs. We've done it in previous weeks against other teams, and I think it really fits what the Buffalo Bills want to try to do against the Kansas City Chiefs in this matchup. You know, I think being without Dalton Kincaid is another big-time loss, and an advantage here is having Dawson Knox, who's statistically done very well against the Kansas City Chiefs in the past. In my previous video, I spoke about the opportunity here for Dawson Knox to get involved in the passing game, clearly bringing in Dalton Kincaid and mixing between 11 and 12 personnel, really relying on Dalton Kincaid to be that receiving tight end for Bills Mafia, who was once Dawson Knox. But I think Dawson Knox and Quentin Morris, they're definitely going to step up to the plate here too and do some amazing, amazing things. If the Bills are able to establish the run in this game, we could utilize the play action, get the Kansas City Chiefs linebackers out of position. I mean, this is a great, great defense, and they come with a lot of different disguises, a lot of different pressures, a very similar style defense to Sean McDermott, obviously coming from Andy Reid and the Eagles and that same coaching tree. So I think Sean McDermott knows exactly what to do against his own defense and really try to correlate and work with Joe Brady and coming up with an efficient, smart game plan. The Chiefs are undefeated and the Bills have a chance to spoil that. And I think the Bills being at home, Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce dealing with some off-the-field issues, obviously having some injuries, and I think the Buffalo Bills are just going to be extra hungry to come out to prove themselves, maybe test some things out. It's clear as day that the Bills are going to be facing the Kansas City Chiefs again in the playoffs. I appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe to the channel. That's how you're going to signal to me to continue to make videos just like this. Also, check the links down below. If you're debating going to the game, head over to SeatGeek and use promo code BNC to get $20 off your next purchase. That's concerts, that's NFL games, Sabres games, any sort of event in your local area, even if you're not in Buffalo. Go to SeatGeek.com, use promo code BNC to get $20 off your purchase. Also, check the Buffalo Etsy store, Buffalo Fan Shop. You guys can get sizes small all the way up to 5XL. The Buffalo Chicken Wing merch, 50 reviews, all 5-star reviews, and I've been promoting Course Careers. That's personally how I started my full-time job in 2024, enabling me to work fully remote, and absolutely, it's just so much better, and I really suggest you guys check out Course Careers, check out their free intro courses to see which career path is best for you. I appreciate you guys. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.